that quality that you want. That is with Revent. So these are some of the companies that are actually supporting this program, and we are so dear to them, and we are so grateful for their support in this particular program. Now, let me zoom in to do the recap of some of the things that we've been talking about throughout for some time now. We talked about the issues of marriage. We talked about the reality of marriage. We talked about how marriage is very important. We talked about the fact that a lot of people don't really know, but the truth is that you spend majority of the time in your lifetime getting married. If even, let's say you get married 30 years, at the age of 30 years, and all things being equal, you have 70 years to spend on earth. That means that you have 40 more years to be in marriage. Some of you get into relationships by 20 years, by 25 years, and if you are putting your relationship date and your timing and your married timing all together, then that means that you're going to spend, if all things being equal, and you're going to spend 70 years on earth, that means that you're going to spend like about 50 years of your lifetime with another person, or in a relationship, or also in marriage. So it is a very important thing to discuss at any point in time that we're talking about marriage. We're talking about relationship. We're talking about people cohabiting together. We're talking about people who are working together with the intention of getting married, with the intention of settling down, with the intention of being together for better, for worse, until death do them part. Then that means that it is a very, very serious thing, very, very serious thing that we are talking about. Majority of the people on earth sometimes take these things quite normal, because sometimes our mindset is basically about just the sex part of it, just the fun part of it, just the pleasure part of it. But no, marriage goes deeper than how you think it can be. You can be dating for 8 years, you might not really know yourself. When you get married, that is where you're going to know the true colors of your couple, of your partner. The couples will now come to understand each other and also fight each other sometimes at the beginning stages, so that they get to weigh each other to understand and get to know who really they got married to. Sometimes you can be in a very fine relationship throughout your dating period, and when you get married, that is where the reality set in, and therefore you can't marry ignorantly. The very moment that you marry with ignorance, then you are digging your own grave. I'm repeating that again. If you marry with ignorance, then you will be digging your own grave, because you will find yourself into some things. You will find yourself into some things that you've never thought of, you've never planned about, you've never had a mindset to it, you've never even planned that it's going to happen, or you never expected it to happen, and it will happen in your life. So there are some few times in the Bible that people got married. Quite a number of times. And there are a lot of marriages, a whole lot of marriages in the Bible. But for the sake of our discussion and for case study, we decided that we are going to talk about 10 different marriages in the Bible. And I think I've been hammering on this for some time, so that we learn lessons out of it. We look at the good parts of those marriages, we look at the bad parts of those marriages, so that it can help us, so we can be able to also live in our relationships very well, and also in our marriages very well. And I'm touching base on all the 10. Then I'll start with the one that we've already started with. That is the naive type of marriage. So I'll be talking about Adam and Eve type of marriage, which is the naive type of marriage. Another marriage that we are considering as a case study is the relational marriage, which is Abraham and Sarah's type of marriage. Then we look at the love at first sight type of marriage, which is Isaac and Rebecca. Those guys never met. The first day that they met, they got married. The first day they saw themselves, they got married. Love at first sight kind of marriage. Then you have the transactional marriage that is based on business. Marriage that has its root into business, into transactions. Transactional type of marriage, that is Jacob and Rachel. Now we have luxury marriage. Marriage that is about money, marriage that is about wealth, that is about greatness. That is the Boaz and the Ruth type of marriage. Now we have kingship marriage. A kingship marriage is King Xerxes and Queen Esther type of marriage. Then conditional marriage, David and Abigail marriage was a conditional marriage. Then we have the promiscuous marriage, Prophet Hosea, and that of Gomer's marriage was a quite promiscuous, but it was that marriage is another level of marriage. It's a different kind of marriage on its own. So we have the promiscuous kind of marriage. Then we have Joseph and Asna, the unbelievers type of marriage. Marrying an unbeliever, somebody that is not in the same faith with you, doesn't believe in what you believe, doesn't believe in the God you believe, doesn't believe in the values and the spiritual things that you believe, the unbelievers kind of marriage. Then lastly, the spiritual type of marriage. Joseph and Mary, the mother of Jesus, type of marriage. So these are selected few, because there are several marriages within the Bible that if we are to delve deeper into it, it will expose us to all kinds of lessons. But for case study in this month of October, as we are learning this issue of marriages, relationships, then these are the things that we're going to talk about. I want you to understand that this platform of marriage is not for just only the married couples, but we're starting from people who are singles. If you're single, you need to learn lessons from this particular teachings that we are given in here. If you are in a relationship, you are dating, you've started dating, you need to learn lessons and pray on this altar as well. If you are heading towards marriage, you've started counseling, you are dating, you've started counseling, you've come a longer way and you are preparing, you've started counseling in preparation even for your wedding ceremony or your marriage ceremony, trust me, you are also an audience that needs to listen to this particular teaching. Again, those who have gotten married, freshly wedded couples, you are also to be a part of the listenership of this particular episode. Then those who've gotten married from first year 1 to year 10, you've been through all the fights and all the issues, all the fire and you are also part of the listeners that needs to listen to this particular show. Now, those who've gone through 10 years to about 20 years, sometimes it feels like you are even dealing with a sister or a brother at home. But at first, you were very, very cool and tight, but now you come and you are seated down and you are talking as if and you are talking. You just keep on talking, and that's your life has become like that. You are like siblings. Your kids have grown and all that. You are also an audience that needs to pray on this particular altar. Once again, those who are contemplating divorce, you are at a point where you want to divorce. Some of them you've separated. This one is living here, another is living here, but you've not finally divorced. You are contemplating on divorcing. This particular platform is also good for you than those who have divorced. If you're a divorcee, this is also a platform that you need to listen to. Then finally, widows and widowers. People who have lost their beloved, lost their husbands, lost their wives, and you are also contemplating on getting back into marriage again. This is a platform for you. And we've already started the naive type of marriage. That is the Adam and Eve type of marriage. And today, I am hitting it again. The last time in the last episode, we ended with what a woman needs to see in a man before you marry. Today, I'm starting on the note, what the man needs to see in that woman before you even think of proposing. In previous episode, I established the fact that love was not a component for the first marriage. Love. I love you. I love you. Wow. That feeling of love, that emotional feeling of love was not a part, was not an ingredient of the first marriage that happened. There was nowhere in scripture that was written that when Adam saw Eve, he loved her, and the love continued to grow, and it grew bigger and better. And because of that, Adam decided to say that, let me get married to you. In a way, we can even say that the Adam and Eve kind of marriage also has an element of love at first sight. Because the very first day that Adam saw Eve, he said, this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. There were compliments. There were sweet words spoken to the woman in order to make the woman feel at home. There were very, very good words, words of encouragement, inspiring words that were spoken to the woman to make the woman feel loved, have that affection, have that caring soul, so that she could be comfortable in a home. Now, I am talking about these things because I want us to understand one basic rule when it comes to marriage. If there are no respect between both couple, both parties, if there is no respect, trust me, marriage will never work. It is not just about the love, but when respect, you can love somebody and still not respect the person. Love is a feeling. You can have that feeling of love for a person and still show gross disrespect to that person. Love is a feeling. And the Adam and the Eve type of marriage is a naive kind of marriage because there was no template. Nobody was there to tell them that this is how we marry. This is what we do. This is how we can get involved. This is how you can get yourself into it. There was nobody there to be able to discuss some of these things with them. No counseling session. No prayer about marriage. No nothing. No date. No dinner. No lunch. No pizza. No shawarma. No fried rice. No coke. No drink. No beach. No lounge. No restaurant. No nothing. And still they got married. So how were these two very naive? Nobody had taught anybody how to have sex. Nobody knew anything about what sex was, about how a man needs to have sex, how a woman needs to be in bed with a man. They did not know anything. Very naive, very green. The Adam and the Eve type of marriage. Yet, they lived happily ever after in their married life. But in our generation, this is a generation that the tutorials of sex is a full program and a course that a young woman, a young man is inscribing and writing. You have it in books, in tapes, in video, in audio, and you are listening and listening. Yet, you know everything about. Yet, we get into marriage 2 months, then the marriage is hitting the rock. You know every naughty thing that you need to know. You have learned everything. Hey, this one, if you don't learn it, it will not help you. This one, you do it for your husband. This one, you do it for your wife. You know yet 3 months, then the marriage is coming to an end. 1 year, the marriage is not working. What at all is this generation missing? We go on long dates, long nights, times at the beach, driving around, seated, looking at the sunset and the sunrise, and all massage and spa therapy units, getting to places, beach resorts, and all that, nice restaurants, good perfumes, nice cars, nice pickups, nice ice creams, nice shawarma, everything nice, romantic. Yet 4 years, 3 years, 2 months, 3 months, now I didn't. So there is a lot to learn from that particular marriage. They were naive, yet they stayed together. So I'm not going to waste much time. Let me just zoom in into what must a man see in a woman before you even compliment and propose. In a previous episode, I told the women that before Eve came, Adam was in the presence of the Lord. And therefore, one of the key things you need to look out for in the kind of man that you want to get married to, and the kind of man that you want to spend your lifetime with, is he in his presence? That man must be serving something. That man must be serving a God. If the person is a Christian, I'm generalizing this because I want you to really understand it, because I know that it's not only Christians who are listening to this episode. It's not Muslim. We have Muslims, we have Baha'is, we have Buddhists, we have all kinds of people also listening to this. If the person is a Muslim and the person takes God for granted, no, sir. But as a Christian, I'm advising you, you need to find the man in his presence. A man that has reverence to a God, the supreme being. A man that believes in the God factor. Number 2, the man must have work, and the man must have a vision. That man, that guy, that fiancé of yours, the person you want to spend your life with must have work, and that person must have vision. If the person doesn't have work, and if the person doesn't have vision, that person is still not qualified to take that journey. Listen to me carefully. Every work is work. It depends on how committed somebody gets himself into it. The person must be working, and the person must have a vision. Eve came to meet Adam tilling the ground. He was a gardener, he was a farmer. Eve came to meet her husband working. So if that person is always sleeping in bed, indoors, not going anywhere, what work do you do? The person can't be confidently tell you about the work that the person is doing. The person can't actually be confident about the work that he's doing, and all that. Please, it's a red flag. You need to look at it carefully. Vision. Don't go on dates and just, oh, you smell good. Wow, you smell nice. I like your shirt. I like your tie. Oh, wow, I like your color. It's enough. Go beyond those questions and ask very intelligent and proper questions. What's your purpose in life? What is your assignment on earth? Do you have a 10-year plan? in the next 10 years of your life, where do you want to be? How do you want to raise your kids? What's your agenda for life? Ask intelligent questions when you go on a dinner, on a date with a young man. Don't just go on a date and go and eat and come back. Don't just go on a date and go and take juice, alcohol, and come back. That very time that you have the young man seated with you, walking with you, holding your hands side by side, that is the time to ask intelligent questions. Not, do you love me? Of course he loves you, that's why. Love is a feeling. Are you sure you love me? Don't lie to me. Don't break my heart. Are you sure you love me? Stop asking silly questions. Ask intelligent questions. What's your take about women that work and women who don't work? How are you going to help me build my career? How do you want me to support you in your vision? What role do you want me to play? Ask intelligent questions. The reason why a lot of marriages are on the rock and a lot, because right from day one, the wrong questions were being asked. So you need to know the work, you need to know the vision of the person. Then you need a man that knows the instructions of God, who has had a command from God. The Bible says that, and God told Adam that be in this garden and till this garden. But now, you can eat everything within this garden, but not this one. You need a man who has had a command from God and has been given an assignment, and you need a man with limitations. He said you can eat everything, but not this one. A man that something can limit him. If nothing can be able to stop your husband, your guy, if nobody on earth can be able to say stop and he stops, and for him he's God by himself, he's Lord by himself, and nobody talks to him, nobody controls him, nobody advises him, then there is a problem somewhere. Young woman, there is a problem somewhere. You need to know the limitations of your man. Then now, the next thing is you get to know his weakness. That is where your assignment as a woman is activated. His weakness. What is the weakness of your husband? What is the weakness of your boyfriend, your fiancé? Do you know his weakness? It is in that state that God looked at and said, it is not good for man to be alone. Because in the man's weakness, who is going to be the power source, the support system? And that is where, as a woman, your ability is activated to be the support system for the weakness of that man. So what he can do, you do to support him, so that the two of you will get to that destination quickly. You are not there to drain that man. What is the weakness of your husband? If you are married and you don't know the weakness of your husband, you still have time to make amends of this. What is the biggest fear of your husband? You've been dating that guy for 3 years. Have you asked him, what is your fear? What is your weakness? What can't you handle? Can you tell me so that I can be of help? But it has been a normal thing that When women also get to know the weakness of a man, they use it against him. Oh. When they get to know the fragile part of your life, the broken part of your life, the kind of thing that you can handle, your fears, they use it against you. And because of that, a lot of men are silent. A lot of young men are quiet. A lot of young men don't want to talk. A lot of young men don't want to engage. A lot of young men on country okran wenyano e dia beka bibie tia no na akohano. So we are gradually losing our men. They are in pain, but they are shy to talk about it. They are going through hell, but nobody is there to listen to them. They are in deep distress. Men are soaking a lot of pressure in, and nobody is willing to listen, and nobody is willing to hear. Because in our society, we've even been taught that men don't cry. Men are not supposed to cry. When a man cries, we ask you, why are you not a man? Na bema na onu susano. Bema de bema nsu. So that man will be going through pain, hardship, going through a lot. But who is he going to talk to? You know the weakness. You must know the weakness of your man. But today, on the very first note, let me zoom in straight into what Adam saw, and what Adam looked at, what Adam observed in that woman that was brought to him that made him speak out. Young man, don't speak, don't propose, don't engage, don't talk to her, don't find a reason to love her if you are not seeing these signs. I'm taking it again. Don't just look at the shape, the form, the color, her complexion, the way she appears. Don't judge the book by its cover. I'm saying it in both negative and positive. But observe some signs and symbols, and after that, you can make your own conclusion. The first one, the first time that Adam got to see what is called a woman, Eve, that woman came not by her own, but that woman came as a result of God leading her. You need a woman that is being led by God. First thing, a woman that is being led by God. Not a woman who goes to church. There's a difference between a woman who goes to church, a church woman, a church lady, and a lady who is being led by God. It's not just a religious woman, but a woman who practicalizes the faith. Not just a woman who dresses properly for church, but a woman who is being led by the Lord. And when God finished creating the woman out of the rib that he picked out of them from the man, God led Eve and brought her to the man. How did you meet your wife? And after meeting her, did you observe? Is she being led by God, or she's being led by her emotions? Is God a priority to that woman? That's what I mean. Is God a priority to that woman? Or she's so proud of her body, of her shape, of her form, and she admires all those things better than the God factor. Sure, oba nyame di ne kan de ne ba no obrɛ ne ho ase. Oba nyame edi ne kan de ne ba no obu nipa. Oba nyame edi ne kan de ne ba no wabadaye. Oba nyame di ne kan de ne ba no onya yamunwono yamunya nwono. Oba nyame di ne kan ede ne ba no saa oba no huni nipa mobo. A woman who is being led by God is respectful. He respects humanity. A woman who is being led by God is kind. A woman who is being led by God is charitable. She can give to the poor, give to the needy. A woman who is being led by God has the heart for man. The first sign that Adam noticed. The woman did not come by herself. The woman could have located, hey, but he said, when God finished creating the woman waited, and God brought the woman to the man. God brought the woman to the man. Now, another sign you have to look at, that woman must be complete, and that woman must have strength. Marriage is not child play. It's not joke, no gimmicks. Marriage is your inability as a man. Marriage is your inability to do something, and you are bringing in another force, another support system to help you to achieve what you can't do by yourself. And therefore, if you don't bring strength to support you in the middle of the journey of your vision, you will break down. You need a woman who is complete in mind, has strength physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. If that woman can be your support system, that woman must be physically strong. That woman must be mentally strong. That woman must be spiritually strong. And that woman must be financially strong. She must be your strength. She must be your backbone. Our generation is trying as much as possible to change the order. But no, truth is one. Now we have women coming into marriage, preparing to marriage, and they are looking for somebody who will take care of them. You were created to support somebody. You were not created to be pitied. No, marriage is not somebody coming to help your family. Marriage is not a young man coming to help you and your family. No. Marriage is a young man who can do something. And God saw the need to bring a support system, somebody who is better than that young man, who has more strength than that young man, to support that man to get to his vision, to his dreamland. Young lady, before you think about marriage, ask yourself, am I physically strong? Am I mentally strong? Am I emotionally strong? Am I spiritually strong? And am I financially strong? Finances is part. Don't go to become a burden on that man. That man nankasan wo bredada. You were created to be the support system for that man. And therefore, men, if you are looking for somebody to get married to, one of the things that you need to look out for, your wife must not be pitied. Marry strength, marry power, marry ability, marry greatness, marry a woman that has that strength in mind. Marry a woman with a financial knowledge. Marry a woman who is ready to take care of the home. Marry a woman who is ready to help you to get to that dream. Marry that kind of woman. The next one, the person must be a helper. If you can't see help with her, don't engage. Help. Help. If you are meeting a woman and you must be helping, the order has changed. I'm saying things so. I know a lot of people will come after me. The woman was created to help. It is not the other way around. The woman was created with a lot of a good engine capacity to help. So now when the woman is coming and the woman is asking that a woman who can't pay her own TNT to come and visit you, a woman who can pay, a lady who can pay her own TNT to come and visit you. Oh, it's romantic, it's sweet, it's loving that you are paying a bill for, you are paying the TNT of your sweetheart, that your baby is coming and you are paying a TNT. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's romantic. Effect. But you pay that for somebody who already has. Not somebody who every day, if you don't pay it, I can't come home. Hey. And you are going to marry. Marriage will open your eye. It will pop your eye open, pop like that. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked though. You'll be shocked. I'm not saying you need to be rich. You need to be Dangote rich. Bill Gates rich. But at least, you are going to be the helper of a man. Man, if you don't see help, if you see help, give your all to that person. If you see help, if you see somebody that is ready to support you, the help is not also only finances. Help. Somebody that is ready to sit in for you to make sure that you get into your destination. Somebody that is ready to give you wise counsel, advice to help you get to your destination. Somebody that is not going to drain you. Somebody who is going to give you advice, you talk to you, motivate you, inspire you to get to your destination. Yes. Somebody who is ready to share his last one CD with you, $1 with you, $2 with you, $10 with you. Yes. That shouldn't mean that you, the man, must always be dependent on a woman. No. I'm not saying that. But if you are helping, that young lady must also be in that capacity of help. The next one is a woman that appreciates. A woman that appreciates. A woman that is grateful. You buy credits for a lady and she can't even use the same credit that you bought for her to call you to say thank you. You get into a support system. At least you support, and that woman can say thank you. You try as much as possible to do things for yourself and to also do some for her, and that woman can see the good things that you've done to even say thank you. You try as much as possible to engage this woman, push this woman, and this woman can't even say thank you. Beloved, listen. A woman that appreciates. Adam said, "You are the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. From today, you'll be called woman." The woman did not say anything. She did not say anything. In the married life of Adam and Eve, that probably might have been a red flag that Adam should have looked at. She was complimented, but she did not respond. Am I preaching to you, please? I am saying some of these things which you might not look at when you are getting into marriage. Now, one of the things that a man you have to also look at, a woman who can cause you to leave. When Adam met the woman, the Bible says, for this reason, a man will leave. There are some people that come into your life and they don't even motivate you to leave. Motivate you to, a woman who can cause you to move. Not a woman who will let you be standing one place. You'll be stagnant in life. You are not moving. You are not growing. You are not increasing. You are not progressing. And you are at one. No. A woman that her conversation, her interaction will even let you feel, no, you can do more for yourself. You can go higher. You can progress more. Not a woman that every day, you've been dating this young lady for seven months. Every day, when are we going for a vacation? When are we going for this? That woman has never sat down to ask, how do you even make money? Can I help you in this? Can I support you in this? Explain to me your business plan. Can I advise you? Don't you think if you add this to this, it will help you? Don't you think if you add this to this, it will help you? Every day ice cream. Every day ice cream. Every day Coke. Every day pizza. Hey, young man, look out for somebody that will cause you to move. Somebody that will make you not sit and be lazy. A woman that comes into your life who will cause you to move. Her encouragement, her words of inspiration, her looks, her appearance will cause you to move. Lastly, a woman who is not ashamed of you. Look out for a woman, a lady who is not ashamed of you. A lady who is not afraid to talk about you in public. A lady who is proud of you. Somebody who will be willing to stand by you at every time. Somebody who will be willing to stand with you in difficult times. Somebody who will not run away from you at the time of pain, at the time that things are not working out well. Somebody who will be ready to stand with you at every point. That is the kind of woman that you need to look out for. So I'm picking it up again. A woman led by God. A woman who is complete and carries strength. A woman who understands you. A woman who is a helper. A woman who appreciates. A woman who causes you to live. And a woman who is not ashamed of you. And probably let me add the last one. A woman who understands your pain. God had to open the rib side of Adam to pick Eve out of the rib. And therefore, that woman must understand the pain you've been through when God opened up in order for her to exist. If a woman doesn't understand your pain, whatever you do for her, she will never be grateful. If a woman doesn't understand the pain, how difficult it is to be a man. If a woman doesn't see it like that and the woman is just selfish, you will bring her heaven and earth, she'll still be complaining. You will bring her heaven and earth, she will still. Today it is my prayer. May every young man who is listening to this broadcast locate the kind of woman that will be a suitable helper for him or her, for him in the mighty name of Jesus. Now, beloved, listen and listen good. Let me just acknowledge some few people who are watching us live. Gideon Dazi, God richly bless you. Mavis Owu, he said, wisdom is speaking. A woman who understands your pain, Bedu Flow, God richly bless you. Doreen Sewa Samoa, God bless you so much. Patrick William Opoku, you are live right now. Barbara Davis, Comfort, you are live right now. Ajua, you are live. Jennifer Oboshi, you are live. Sarah Tetefio, you are live right now. If you are live right now, please just drop any comment and I will respond. I will just acknowledge you. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. Juliet, also thank you for your powerful message. Juliet Kluche, you are live right now. God richly bless you. Such a Noah, yes, Noah, my son, you are here. God bless you so much. Francis Kwadjo, Francis, God bless you. Hagar Amon, God richly bless you. God richly bless you. Hagar, God richly bless you. Everyone who is live, God richly bless you. So now I'm picking it up again for the men. If you're a woman and you want to get married, these are the things you have to look out for. One, a man who is within his presence. Two, a man with a purpose, a man with work, a man with vision. Three, a man who has had a command from God. Four, that means a man who has an assignment from God. Four, a man with limitation. Then, know his weakness, a man with weakness. You need to find out. If you don't have a man with weakness, the marriage will never work. And if a young man too, you are looking out for a lady or a woman to marry, find that young lady who is being led by God. That woman who is being led by God. Two, complete and has strength. Physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength, psychological strength, and financial strength. Very, very important. A woman that is a helper. A woman that appreciates. A woman that causes you to move. A woman that is not ashamed of you. And a woman who understands your pain. If you look out for some of these qualities, trust me, you will find that wife that God was talking about. He said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. He who finds a wife finds and obtains favor in the sight of the Lord. Beloved, before I end today, I would want us to look at some of the lessons we can pick out of the marriage of Adam and Eve. And I'm picking about 7 errors that happened in Adam and Eve's marriage that you need to learn lessons from. The naive types of marriage. The first thing I'll talk about, Adam and Eve's marriage. Unhealthy conversation. Unhealthy conversation. When you find yourself in a relationship, there's a particular sickness called unhealthy conversation. If you don't take your time, by the time you realize you found yourself into it, and it will kill the love in that relationship. It will destroy the relationship. Unhealthy conversation. When you are in a relationship, know who you talk to. When you are in marriage, know who you. It's not everybody you talk to. Most of the time, there is a scenario created that Adam and Eve were there, and Adam moved to go and do something, and the serpent. No, that is not the Bible story. They were together. The good thing about Adam and Eve's marriage, one of the good and one of the best things that is worth emulating, is that every time they were together. Every time. Even when the serpent came, they were together. The Bible stated it. They were together. Yet, even in their togetherness, the serpent found ways of engaging the woman. And the woman started an unhealthy conversation. That means that you can be together even in a room and you will not be talking. There's a difference between we are together and we have communication or we have conversation. Now, even in our generation, because of this thing called mobile phone, we can be together and everybody, we are checking WhatsApp message, checking from Facebook, go to Twitter, then Instagram, then to TikTok. So a couple can be in a room for 3 hours, 5 hours, and nobody. A young man has gotten some 1,000 Ghana cedis, going to spread it on you. You do restaurant. That is the time the young ladies busily. Ooh, nice picture. What? Can you put the phone down? Obi 1,000 be she. Uma phone no so ntoama 1,000 na nshi akonakonum. Obi 30 million me 3,000 be she see. Listen, Adam and Eve, they were always together. but there was no conversation. Always together. Instead of the woman conversing with the husband, the woman started an unhealthy conversation. And at any point in time that there is an unhealthy conversation, there is always a distortion of originality. Let me explain this. So she's with the husband. Less conversation, less communication. Now, somebody from outside, the serpent came and started the conversation. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? I'm fine. But what did God say that you people should not do? He said you should not touch anything. And when you touch something, you will die. Genesis chapter number 3. Genesis chapter number 3. Now I've moved from the chapter 2. Genesis chapter number 3. The verse 1. The serpent came and asked one question. Just a simple question. Because the man was not talking to the wife. The man was not engaging the wife. So the serpent came and asked one question. Sister, brah, obi didn't come over to girl. You think everything is about money? Obi didn't come there. Obi didn't come there. Obi be jigane free winsem say inkomode. Obi di anode. They were together yet no communication. So when the serpent came, one question. The woman had been starving to talk for a very long time. And come dinner. So then she decided. Once then so she spoke more than what she was supposed to. Chai, woman. She spoke more than what she was supposed to say. It was a simple question. Let me read the question. I mean, kind of question, question about somebody will be saying. A simple question. He knows, pa. Then he said, did God really say that? Hey. So, is it that your husband doesn't give you any money? Oh yes, my husband gives me money. Oh, he gives me money, but it's not enough. You see, my husband, the work that he's doing is not really good. Oh. So nowadays, at first when we started, he was giving me plenty money, but now, so that you give the enemy room to ask further. So how much does he give to you? My dear women, my dear ladies, don't speak more than you are supposed to speak. And I don't know if I'm making sense here. And I just don't know if I am actually making sense. You see, it was a simple question. Did God really say you must not eat any tree from any tree in the garden? Then the woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. But God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die. Who told you to disclose this to a stranger? Who told you? The problem of sometimes our young ladies and our women is sometimes you speak too much. You have found a young man that is trying to upgrade your life, that is trying to support you, every friend of yours will get to know, say, you're talking about. Every friend of yours will get to know, say, you're talking about and you go to Dubai. Everybody will know. Say, a ring and a diamond ring, a gold, 24 karat, 27 karat, 21. Why? Why? Madam, why? You want to snap and post everything? There are some things that are marital codes. We keep it. There are some things that are family codes. We cover it. And a stranger you don't know from Adam can engage you into a talk that you are able to say everything that has happened to your husband, everything you and your husband is going through, everything that you and your boyfriend are going through, whatever challenges you are going through, in just 1 minute, in just 10 minutes you sat down with a stranger, you are able to open up the whole relationship. 5 years relationship, wait me as summarize. Hey! To me, a summary. 3 years relationship, no. What do you say? Oh, on Nadia sa on Muame, me ko school no share me kakra but on Muame. What me be a case so in just 5 minutes. Unhealthy conversation will destroy your relationship. Unhealthy conversation destroyed them. This brought problems to Adam. Unhealthy conversation will bring a crack into the marriage. So, a simple question from the serpent, from Satan, the woman opened up and started bringing out family codes. No, God did not say we can't. He said we can eat, but he said we should not eat the one in the middle. He said we should not touch it. We shouldn't even go closer to it. If we eat it, we will die. Who told you to say all these things? Woman. My dear friends, my dear ladies, my dear mothers, my people who are listening to me who are of the female race, listen. It's not everything that we talk about. It's not everything that we disclose. If you can be secretive in your marriage, if you can keep quiet a bit in your marriage, that marriage will succeed. You are not the only person going through restrictions. So probably the woman felt that we've been restricted after all. So you are asking too much questions. Can't you be content with what the Lord has given to you? You can't be content. Eat this, eat that, eat that, eat that, eat that. But this one don't touch it. Still, the woman wants to find out why this thing can be touched. Why? And she wants to make comparison. Other places cry, and hey, with all the blessing the Lord has blessed you with all the opportunity that you have, with all the blessing, with all the greatness. And she has says one another NSC. It is so be a coin one could be another NSC. So everybody's going here. You did not go some, so that DNA there something has happened. Can't you be content with what the Lord has given to you? And she's explaining so that they will know that God has restricted them. And now the stranger said, let me educate you. The stranger opened up and distorted the information the Lord has given. So in Adam's marriage, there was unhealthy conversation. There was less communication too. And there was distorted information because of the engagements that the woman got herself into. If you don't take time, somebody will speak evil about your husband to you. Trust me. If you don't take time, the day that you will leave that man, you will regret. you will regret. That is when you will get to know that what the people were telling you, they were lying to you. A lot of women have been victims of this, to the extent that even their best friends have taken over their marriages. Their maid servants have taken over their marriages. Their helpers have taken over their marriages. Not because of anything. Somebody's telling you, no, this money there is too small. Let him do more. Let him give you more. No, let him do that. Let me do that. Let that. This one is too small. This, and somebody who is not within the marriage is speaking to you. You go out and you see other men, other people, and now you are comparing those people with your husband. Hey, unhealthy comparisons. This person's wife, husband has bought her a car, and me there, no, I'm not gotten anything. All these years in marriage, this one they bought her this, me there, I don't have anything. All these years in marriage, this, hey, madam, if you don't take time, the day that you will leave that marriage, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Be content with what the Lord has given to you. Pray to support your husband. Distorted information. The next one was less instruction. The man was with the woman, but did not control the woman. When you have a home that the woman takes dominion, and the woman is the one controlling everything, if you don't take time, that home might be cursed. To the extent that Adam was standing, it is Adam, you were the one God gave instruction, don't touch this. The woman went to pluck the fruit because it was appealing to the eye and would taste nice. So the woman took it first and gave some to the husband to also take. Adam, have you forgotten the instruction? Sometimes you will not blame Adam. When they do comparison, when they are listening to people from outside, when a woman starts listening to people from outside, she disregards and disrespects her husband. And sometimes the pressure from outside comes in, and she comes to give pressure to the husband. Do this, do that. My dear, when you say by pressure, a lot of men have become victims of this. Women can cry because they've seen something outside, and you, the man, you are not doing it. So they are bringing it, making sure, let's do it. Me, if you don't do it, me, I'm crying. I mean, you don't love me. You don't. What happened to Samson? So Adam on penwa sam kura. One person in Yirba drama bia was a GD no say pacho you. Take it. So okay. Thank you. And he ate it. Less instruction. Right from that time, the authority of the man was not recognized again. Beloved, as I'm ending today, when the authority of a man in the house leaves, whether you like it or not, the channel of communication from heaven will also cease in that family. Don't feel you've gone out to learn something new and your husband doesn't know. So that was the problem that happened in Adam's house. The woman had engaged other sources, and the woman thinks now he knows better than the man. knows better than the command that he came to meet, and therefore decided to do whatever she wanted, then the authority from heaven left. So after they ate it and God came, they couldn't appear before the Lord. I conclude by saying, before the Lord cursed them, he asked a question. Where are you, Adam? He said, I'm naked. Who told you are naked? Then Adam, because he had lost his authority, started shifting blames. It's the woman. Any marriage where nobody wants to take responsibility. Everybody shifting blame. Nobody wants to be responsible in that marriage. Young lady, awade na egu na yewa o. Abrante, awade na egu no yewa. Se mumie enu betimi akamote abom no agyae de mo ye no a, awade ne begina. But everybody is pointing fingers, and you did this, and you did that, and you did. So Adam's house, blame games. God said, who told you? He said, it is the woman that you gave to me. Woman, who told you to eat? Is the serpent that came to. Blame games. Everything your husband will do, you have a problem with it. Hey, you've come to help him, but now you are his number one critique. Is this the kind of help that you are giving to your husband? Now, the woman that has come to help you too, you are the number one critique. She's just trying her best to help you. But for you, we don't help you. For you, we don't help you. Adam's family was a blame game family. And they lost the authority and the power. And they even lost the Garden of Eden as well. Today, I'm praying for somebody. May these lessons that we've learned, the good one in the family is that they were always together. Always together. But the bad ones are unhealthy conversations, less communication, distorted information in the marriage, less instructions, and the authority of the man was not recognized. The channel of communication from heaven ceased, and the curse came upon them. It is my prayer that as you've listened to this episode, may the God of heaven, may the God of Abraham, may the God of Isaac, may the God of Jacob, who protected their marriages, may that same God help you. If you're a young man coming up, may the Lord direct you so that you'll be able to choose rightly. If you're a young lady coming up, may the Lord prepare you so that you will be the right fit for a suitable helper to help a young man's assignment come to pass, so that yours will also come to pass. It is my prayer that God will open a door and a way for you. Anything that is not of God that will penetrate your relationship, unhealthy conversations, non-contentment, not being grateful, ingratitude, that is entering the relationship and entering the marriage, I bind it in the name of Jesus. It is my prayer that God will help you. That God will help you. Anybody under the sound of my voice, may He make a way where there seems to be no way for you, and may He cause springs to flow in the desert places for you. In Jesus' mighty name have I prayed with thanksgiving. Amen. Now, beloved, listen. God bless you so much. Sundays are special prayer Sundays for our marriages and our relationships. Don't sit at home. Come, let's meet and pray. If you want to join us in our services, just pick the numbers on the screen and join us. Call and join us. Throughout the month, we are praying about marriage. We are not doing anything. Your bonfire for relationships. We are praying about marriages and relationships, and that is what we are doing. So join us, and God will help you so that your marriage will be a better one. My name is Rabbi Humphrey, and this is where I end this episode of My Marriage, My Altar. Later out, it's bye for now.